Around about a week ago now, the first leaks about Apple Glass started to appear on the internet. And since then, there's been a lot of tech reviewers giving their thoughts and opinions on how successful or unsuccessful Apple Glass might be. I thought you guys might appreciate a slightly different perspective on things, coming at it from a different point of view. I'm Robert, I'm an optician, and I'm here to tell you whether I think Apple Glass will be successful. So what is Apple Glass, first of all? Well, it's Apple's take on smart glass technology, the same kind of technology that we've seen Microsoft, Intel, and Google all investing heavily in recent years, and those companies have even brought out products in this space. So how different is Apple Glass? Well, these leaks give us a bit of an insight. The one thing that really struck me is the use of something called LiDAR. And LiDAR is a really advanced technology. It involves beams of light being sent to the environment. Those beams of light are then reflected back to you, and the detector picks up that information and it can basically analyze the environment around you.
LiDAR technology is being employed in the Amazon. It's non-destructive. You can see what's under the trees.
What is LiDAR?
Light imaging and detective radar. They bounce laser beams down into the jungle. There's a whole pattern of them. You need helicopters, and but it doesn't damage the rainforest. And you can strip away and see what's there.
So for example, you're a cyclist, you're going on over a certain type of terrain. The Apple Glass might be able to warn you that that terrain is about to get a bit rockier, or it might be on a steeper incline. Things like that are possible with LiDAR. It's apparently even accurate enough to detect chemicals in the air. For example, if you're going into an area of high pollution, your glasses could detect that and warn you in advance, which I think is pretty cool. The use of that sensor, which by the way is also apparently going to be used on the new iPhones coming out later this year or early next year, could really make or break Apple Glass technology. The other thing that I've been particularly impressed with is apparently these are going to be constructed from aluminium. And usually aluminium is reserved for the most premium, the most high-end frames, or at least up there with some of the most premium, most high-end frames. You have luxury materials like leather, which might be a little bit higher than that, but aluminium has a beautiful finish. It looks fantastic. It's a very lightweight metal. The disadvantage to it is it's very difficult to work with, so I'm surprised that Apple have gone with that as their kind of first choice material, but it's certainly in line with their brand. The one thing you've got to say about Apple is that their products are beautifully designed, always well made, and I'm not Apple's biggest fan, but I will certainly give them that. The first mock-ups of the Apple Glass frames, which I don't think are based on anything in reality, do look fantastic, and if they're finished in that aluminium material, I believe that they will look fantastic. You might be wondering, if smart glasses are the future, they can do all these high-tech things, why haven't they become successful so far? I think it's been around about a decade since the first smart glasses started to appear. Well, actually no, there's probably two reasons. One is the obvious one, that up till now they've kind of not looked great, they've looked very bulky, they've been very bulky to wear and therefore not very comfortable. More importantly than that is the way our eyes work when we're using smart glasses. So what most smart glasses have done is they've put, basically they can sense where your eye's looking through on the lens. And by looking at certain points on the lens, you can access different bits of information. So say you want to access the messages from your phone, you might look at a message icon. It would then display it as like a heads-up display on your glasses. But that constant side-to-side movement of our eyes actually really tires them very quickly. I mean, just try it. Just try looking around and try doing this left and right. Within a few seconds, your eyes feel uncomfortable. Generally, when we want to look at something around us, we tend to turn our head. And that's because we have high definition vision at the center of our view. So we tend to turn our head more than we do our eyes in general. On that subject, by the way, I will be trying to get my hands on Apple Glass as soon as it's available. I'll be reviewing it, I'll be tearing it to pieces, giving all the pros, all the cons. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe now so that you catch our videos as and when that happens. Apparently these are due to be discussed in the Q4 release. So that's like, last quarter of this year, Apple are going to unveil the product. And then early next year, they're going to start to be on sale. It's difficult to know whether they're going to catch on, whether they're going to become a mainstream product. But at the price point that Apple have set, which apparently is going to be $499, which will probably translate to £499, just the way that tech is, I can see it being a mainstream product. And £500 or $500 might seem like a lot to spend on a pair of glasses. But as an optician, I can tell you there are people out there who every day spend that and way more on the right glasses. If you wear glasses all the time, they're a really important part of you. It's how you interact with the world. And I guess Apple Glass is trying to take that interaction with the world, how you see things, and kind of enhance it in a way. And I think people will be prepared to pay that. I mean, not everyone. It's not a small amount of money, but I can see it catching on at that price point. I would have expected them to be more than that, if I'm being honest. So, all told, the Apple Glass concept sounds pretty cool. I'm quite interested, quite excited to see it. I probably believe Apple are the company to do this better than the other brands that I mentioned, like Google, who don't really have much experience in hardware. Microsoft, who are very hit and miss. I'm a lover of Microsoft. I use their products, but they do also make a lot of mistakes. Look at the Nokia phones, for example. And Intel, who, again, aren't really a customer-facing company. They're more a back end. Apple are pretty uniquely positioned to get this right, and I think if anyone's going to get it right, it's going to be them. So I think smart glasses, or the future of smart glasses, is in Apple's hands. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, interesting. I hope I have given a slightly different perspective than everybody else on this subject. Like I said, please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like. Any questions for me, leave them in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks guys. Bye bye.